What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph? You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of reactions, reviews, and rants. And tonight, okay, making their debut on the channel tonight, we have Linked Horizon. Yes, indeed. How about that? Linked Horizon making their debut on the channel. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbity bop, do me a favor before you do all that stuff. Please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Home Gnome, and this is actually Home Gnome's prioritized request for the month of January for being a silver tier member on the Patreon page. So, here you go, Home Gnome. Hope you enjoy the show. Home Gnome wanted to see me react to this. It is Linked Horizon, and I'm probably going to absolutely butcher the title of this song. Linked Horizon with a tune called Shinzo Wo Sasageyo.
For God's sake.
Now, have I heard this song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard this song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, I recognize this song, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Let's see, this was posted by Mizuki, okay? And the video has 1.8 million views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Linked Horizon, Shinzo Wo Sasageyo, live. Attack on Titan opening 3. Oh, okay. So this is from Attack on Titan. I'm guessing 3rd season. The opening track. Okay. This is one of those shows I know I need to start watching. I know I need to. I've seen a couple of episodes. I have no idea what season they were from. I couldn't even begin to venture a guess. But I know this is a show that I've been told by many people, including people I know personally, that I would love this anime. So I know I need to get around to watching it. I know I do, and I will. It just hasn't happened yet. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Whoa. Okay, so I know the basic premise behind Attack on Titan. I know the basic, outline of the purpose behind the anime. I get it. Humanity is living in these walled off cities to protect themselves from these monstrous titans that will eat them. I get that. I do. The song definitely invokes feelings of preservation. It definitely presses that sense of urgency. The themes within the song are very obvious, geared toward overcoming strife. And it's all being conveyed very well within the songwriting, and the musicianship that we're hearing from everybody involved, all parts involved, really well done. Very, very well done. I love the hybrid between the orchestrals, the chorales, and the rock instruments that are on the stage. Very nice blending, very nice mixing. As far as the lead vocalist goes, I think he's doing a fine job with the parts that he's singing. It's all conducive. It all fits. Okay. As far as everything else happening on the stage, all the theatrics, I can appreciate them. I absolutely can. It definitely adds to the visual spectacle. Yes, it does. Is it appropriate? Then this is where there's going to be some points of contention. There's going to be the classical purists who are going to say it's a distraction. And I see their point. I do see their point. Personally, though, I think it adds to the overall value, and it's going to bring in more people. More people are going to find themselves enjoying this because of that, especially younger people who don't really have an appreciation for classical music. They're going to go and they're going to see everything happening on the stage, and they're going to be sucked in. So I think the good far outweighs the bad when it comes to all the theatrics happening on stage. I got no problem with anything I'm hearing. I got no problem with anything I'm seeing. I'm enjoying the entire package. So let's keep going. Let's see how we finish out here. Yeah, I mean, I didn't hear anything out of place. I didn't hear anything sour. I didn't hear anything that sounded like it didn't belong. I didn't hear anything that sounded bad. I mean, everything sounded good across the board. Some things were better than others, but everything was at least good. Okay, so I can guarantee you we're going to be in the positives. Now, where in the positives we're going to end up, that I don't know. I need to take everything into account here, and I need to think about it. So let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Linked Horizon with a tune, and I'm probably butchering this, but I'm doing the best I can here, folks, with a tune entitled Shinzo Wo Sasageyo. This was a request from Home Gnome, and this was actually Home Gnome's prioritized request for the month of January for being a silver tier member on the Patreon page. So there you go, Home Gnome. Hope you enjoyed the show. Okay. I thought about this, and I thought for a while on this, and I kept playing with numbers, and I kept going, okay, well, if I were to give this number, how would I justify it? And the funny thing is, it didn't matter where I went. It didn't matter if I went higher or lower. I would always come back to this number. So to me, that tells me that this is the number that it deserves. I mean, I may not necessarily even agree with this number, but this is the number that I kept coming back to. It didn't matter. Like, I would go up, 0.2, 0.5, whatever, or I would go down 0.1 or 0.3. Didn't matter. I would always come back to this number. So this is the number I'm going to go with. And that's really all there is to it. So let me give you that score, and we'll go from there. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that an 8.2. Yup, 8.2. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay. First things first, an 8.2. What does that mean? Well, an 8.2 would translate to a great skill rating because overall, I think this was a great presentation. It would also get 4 to 5 stars and an A- letter grade. Yeah, an A-. So there you go, an 8.2, great skill rating, 4 to 5 stars, and an A- letter grade. Now, how did I come up with that score? So glad you asked. Oh boy. Okay, let's start with composition, okay? I think the piece did exactly what it was designed to do. I think since this is apparently the opening for Season 3 of Attack on Titan, this is the song that plays at the beginning of every episode. I think it does a really good job of conveying the basic message of, from what I understand, of the premise of the show. Survivability, the struggle to survive, overcoming incredible odds, and believing in the power of humanity. That type of, enlightening, that empowering, but yet, let's make no mistake, the struggle is real type of feel. I think the song absolutely did that within its composition. Switching between the minor modes and the major modes all at the right time. The modulations that would occur at the right time. I think everything was done exceedingly well within the composition, okay? So composition, I honestly think, is the strongest part of this entire endeavor. The musicianship across the board, I think everybody did a really good job. I like the fact that we had those solos. Maybe someone could explain to me why those instrumentalists in particular got solos. I kind of feel like this is a rock band being accompanied by a orchestra. I kind of get that feeling. I don't think this is all inclusive one ensemble. I don't think so. I think We have a rock band here that hired an orchestra to play with them for the purpose of this concert. Now, I could be wrong about that, but I'm really kind of leaning toward that. That would explain a lot if that is the case. It would explain why all the members of the rock band got solos, you know, and and the principal violin. I think he got a solo too. I mean, that all makes sense. It's kind of funny. The keyboardist and the drummer kind of tied for who got the loudest pop when they did their solos. I was kind of shocked by that. I thought for sure the guitar players would get the loudest pop, but no, I mean, don't get me wrong. They got a good pop, but not like the keyboardist did and not like the drummer did. Those two got the biggest pops. I think the blend between orchestra, rock instruments, chorus, and vocalists, I think that was a really nice blend. Whoever was working the board did a really nice job of blending. Very nice job. Top marks to them. They definitely know what they're doing. So I'm glad to hear that. You'd be amazed how many times I've heard, forget orchestras, I've just heard rock bands who the guy behind the board has no idea how to mix, and it's obvious. No, whoever did the mixing on this, blending all of the elements together, nice job. As far as what was happening on the stage, I could see arguments being pro and con for all that, for all the theatrics, the guys running around with the glowing blade swords. Here's the thing. I personally think it added to the overall spectacle. Having said that, I do see other people's arguments when it comes to that being a distraction and it taking away from the orchestra. I see their point. I do, but I think it's going to do more good than harm having all those actors on the stage doing all that choreography. It's going to add visual to the audio. It's going to, for people who are a big fan of the show, I don't know how accurate those swords are. I don't think they're very accurate at all. But I think for the younger crowd, I think it's going to draw them in. Now, granted, it's up to the music to sell the show, granted, but I think having those visuals there is going to be an attractant more than a detractant. So I have no problem with them. I think it was done well. I think the choreography was done very well. As far as what we saw in regards to post-production, now here's where things are going to get interesting. Was all that post-production necessary? No, it was not. Now, granted, this is probably footage from a concert video of some kind, where they utilized a bunch of production or post-production to enhance what was happening on the stage. You know, adding the glowing hands and adding all the effects, that were like the wave effects and the bright effects and the flame effects and everything else that you saw added in post-production. Now, like I said, was it necessary? No, I don't think it was necessary. I think we could have done without it and it would have been just fine. Did it add to the overall value? I'm sure it did for others. For me, not so much. I kind of see through it and I see what it is for exactly what it is. Tricks and, smoke and mirrors. And now here's the thing. A lot of people buy into smoke and mirrors. A lot of people do. So when they see, glowing hands and fireballs shooting from hands and, all this other stuff all done in post, it's going to add to the overall entertainment value. I may not necessarily see that, from a personal standpoint, but looking at it objectively, is it going to add an entertainment value for the general public? And the answer is yes, it's going to. So you take all of these factors, you combine them all together, and this is how we end up at that 8.2. In closing, I know, I'm going to enjoy this anime. I need to watch this anime. Believe me, folks, I completely understand. But my time is very limited. my free time is very limited. I spend a lot of time on this channel, and it's not always easy to pick and choose, especially when we're talking about quality time with Mrs. Heretic. I try to find shows that we can watch together. Guys, Attack on Titan is not going to go over well with Mrs. Heretic. She saw one episode. Well, let me be let me be more frank. She saw 5 minutes of one episode. She said, this is absolutely not for me. So I won't be watching it with her, which means I have to watch it on my own, which even less amount of time for that. So I promise you folks, it is on my list of things to watch. It is. I want to watch it. It's not at the top of my list. And eventually it will be. Eventually I'm going to run out of other things. And I'm going to get to this. And I'm going to have no choice. I'm going to have to get to this. I want to watch it. I am sure I'm going to enjoy it. And when that day comes, I promise you all, I will give you a full report. Okay? I absolutely will. But as it stands right now, I have not watched it yet. I don't know what it's really about. I have a basic idea of the concept of the show. And I'm hoping to change that fairly soon. So we'll see. We will definitely see. But for this performance of this song, 8.2, yeah, I feel good with it, so let's stick with it. So let's wrap everything up here in a nice shiny bow, shall we? We have an 8.2, which is a great skill rating, 4 to 5 stars, and an A- letter grade. Take your pick, I don't care, whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hope I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me. But if you guys feel like doing these things, well, then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching. And as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.